Hello, everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I'm going to be talking about this 12 series that I need to either read the next one in the series or kick it to the curve. Okay, so what I have on the screen here is it's Canva, and this is how I'm trying to make things a little bit more visual for myself. So these are the 12 series that I need to read the next one on or kick the series to the curve. It's kind of what I'm calling this. I have on here the book that I need to read and what it is in the series, like what number it's in the series. And so the first one I have is Murder with Puffins, and this is by Donna Andrews, and it's the second book in the Meg Langslow series. And I'm going to use my phone to kind of help me with these series, finding out how many are in the series. So there are 36 books in this series, and I'm on number 2. I didn't really care for number 1. I think I gave it like 3 stars. It was just okay. There was a lot going on in that one, and everybody keeps telling me that I need to just push past that one, read the second one. It gets better from there. This series has like some of the best punny titles, especially for Christmas. And so I really just need to give it a try. And I mean, the second one even sounds good. It says, in an attempt to get away from her family, Meg and her boyfriend go to a tiny island off the coast of Maine. What could have been a romantic getaway slowly turns into disaster. So, yes, this does sound interesting. I need to give this one a try. I think the fact that there's so many books in this series just makes it a little daunting when I know I didn't really particularly care for the first book. But here's your chance to convince me, if you've read any of these series, that I need to really give these series another try. So the next one I have is Past Due for Murder, and this is by Victoria Gilbert, and it's the third book in the Blue Ridge Library Mysteries. I love me a good library series, and I don't know why I haven't really connected with this one very well, but I just haven't. And I don't even really remember a lot about what this series is about. I think the only thing I can remember is I think maybe the love interest or next door neighbor or somebody is like he used to be a dancer. That's about all I can remember. Um, let's see. There's 9 books in this series, and I'm on number 3. So yeah, you know I've got past the 2. I've got past the 2 barrier. It's really crazy on how many of these that I got stopped at number 3. But let's see a little bit about this one. It says, has a curse fallen on the small town of Taylorsford, Virginia, after a young woman goes missing during the spring bonfire. Library director Amy Weber must wade through the web of lies only to find the truth that she may not want to untangle. And sounds good. I just need to give it another go. She is the library director, and says local police cast a wide net to find the missing woman. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this series? Have you read the series, or are you on the same book that I'm on? Let me know. Okay, so this next one is Crime and Catnip by T.C. Lo Tempio. That's how you say it. It's the third book in the Nick and Nora mysteries, and I think with this one at the time, I think it was because there wasn't an audiobook out for it, and I was listening to it via audio at the time. And then like nothing came out for a while, and I thought, well, this series is over, and I just never got back into it. And you'll notice that all these mysteries are cozy mysteries. I was going to mention that earlier. It's because in like 2015, 16, that's really when I discovered cozy mysteries, and I went like whole hog on them. If it was a cozy mystery, I wanted to read it. I just went like right into it, and I was reviewing audio through Tantor Audio, and they have a ton of cozies. And so it was just like, oh, number one in a cozy, number one in a cozy, number one in a cozy. I went and went and went. And then I had so many that I got a little overwhelmed. And then some of these, they just quit coming out on audio, on Tantor Audio, and they just kind of fell off the radar. And there's now 6 books in this series. And so yeah, I need to get back on it and give it a try. I think the cats are kind of help solve the mysteries in these. Says Nick and Nora aren't just pussyfooting around this time as they deal with a missing persons case and murder. So yeah, I just need to get back into it. See, like this one was published in 2016. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been into this series. I don't know a whole lot about it except for the cats. I do kind of remember that there was, there was a cat. So next up we have The Novel Art of Murder. It's the third book in the Mystery Bookshop series. Again, I really like bookshop mysteries, so I should really be into this one. And I really like the main cozy part of the story, but this is a series that has a book within a book. The main character is writing a British historical cozy mystery, and so you'll have one chapter where you're with the main character and everything that's going on, and you'll have a chapter where she's working on this story, and so you're getting the story part in it. And I know some people enjoy that. I'm just not really one that does enjoy something like that. It has to be super good for me to like really be invested in something like that. And I just didn't really care about the historical cozy mystery that this lady was writing. And I think that was like one of my big problems. I really like the cozy part of it that was with her in the bookshop and the people that help her run the bookshop and just all the other side characters and things like that. There's 10 books in this series now, and I got stuck at number 3. And number 3 came out in 2018, so it's been a while since I've been with this series, and I really need to give it another try. It says mystery bookshop owner Samantha Washington is trying to keep her grandmother from spending her golden years in an orange jumpsuit. So interesting. I like her grandmother. I remember liking her grandmother. So, maybe checking these out like this will kind of like, get me back into them where I'll be like, oh, that's sounds like an interesting premise. So I need to try this. And that's what I'm kind of hoping. I'm hoping that you guys will help me figure out if I need to read these, and maybe just talking about them will just put them in my mind now, and I will give them a try. Okay, so the next one I have is Defending the Dead, where I again got stuck on number 3. This is part of the Relatively Dead series by Sheila Connolly. And I remember enjoying the first 2 books. I think this just was a byproduct of I couldn't get um, the third book at the time for some reason. And yeah, it was 2015 when this came out, it looks like. And yeah, I don't know, just kind of fell off. It says Abby Kimball has slowly accepted her recently discovered abilities to see the dead, but none of the harmless sightings she's experiences could have prepared her for the startling apparition of a centuries old courtroom scene, where she locks eyes with a wicked and gleeful accuser. And so, yeah, she has this ability to see the dead, and sometimes she does see like these scenes. Like, I think she spends times in graveyards. I don't remember why. I don't remember. I don't know if she does genealogy stuff or what she works for. I can't remember. Like I said, it's been a while. And I just know that like sometimes she'll see like this scene And she has a friend, and I think he's turned boyfriend and everything. And I think he's kind of thinks that really you see these things, but I think he's starting to come around to the fact that she can see these things. And so, yeah, I just need to get back into it. And this is one where there's only 6 books, and I'm on number 3. I could get this finished pretty quickly, I think, if I get back into it and I really enjoy it. I need to make myself do it. I just need to try it. Okay, so this next one is Killing Time by Leslie Budowitz. It's the third book in the Spy Shop mystery series. I remember thinking that this series, I think, was okay whenever I was reading it. But again, it's this one came out in 2016. There had to be a reason why I didn't pick it up. Maybe Tantor Audio didn't have the audiobook or something like that. And so it just kind of fell off because they would give me a list every month. And, if the next book in a series that I was reading was on there, I'd be like, ooh, I want to review this one and everything. And if I didn't see it, sometimes they just kind of just fell by the wayside. And I liked her Food Lovers Village. I think that's what it's called. A little bit better, but I think there was only like 5 or 6 books in that series, and it's finished, and I've read them all. And I just really need to get back into this one and see if I'm going to like it. I think it may end up just being an average series, but still, average series are okay if you like what's going on and you like the characters and things like that. And I just really don't remember enough about it. And there's 9 books in this series. It looks like no, eight books, 8 primary works in this series. And so I don't know if it's if it's still going. Let's see, if it tells me. It doesn't, because my phone is like kind of crappy like that and will not tell me the dates on a lot of these books. Oh well. But I think that it's still maybe continuing, but maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, I'm on number 3, and let's see. It says, in Seattle's Pike Marketplace, spice shop owner Pepper Reese is savoring her business success, but soon finds her plans disrupted by a killer in this latest book. So, Pepper Reese's to-do list is longer than the shopping list for a 5-course dinner as she conjures up spice blends bursting with seasonal flavor, soothing nervous brides fretting over the gift registry and crossing her fingers for a rave review from a sharp-tongued food critic. Uh-oh, is something going to happen to the food critic? I don't know. But yeah, I know some people that read this series and enjoy it, and maybe you can convince me that I need to really give this next one a try. Okay, so the next one I have is Command Indecision by Camilla Schaefer, and this one is the third book in the Lexi Graves series. And so the Lexi Graves series has been going for a while. This one came out in 2012, but I was getting this one on Tantor Audio, and sometimes they get series and then they put like a whole bunch on, and I think this was one of those, but I don't remember why I stopped at this one. I mean, it looks like I gave like the first 2 like 4 stars. But there's how many books in this series? There's 17 books in this series. So again, it'll be a big one if I decide to go on. And so let's see. I think this one, she's like a private investigator of some sort. It says a young woman is dead, her supposed killer is in custody, and private investigator Lexi Graves is on the warpath. Okay. And I think she works with her, I don't know, a guy she likes or a boyfriend or something. I can't really quite remember. It says, but when Maddox keeps popping up during her investigation and her boss, the mysterious Solomon, is the perfect tonic for headaches, Lexi finds it hard to keep her mind on the job. So maybe one of them has something, somebody she likes, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I remember the name Solomon and Maddox, but that's about as much as I know. I can't remember. So, you need to give this one a try and see what happens. Okay, so the next one I have is The Ghost Who Wasn't by Bobby Holmes. And this is the third book in the Haunting Danielle series. So, this one is one that involves ghosts. And what I can remember from this series is that I don't know, she moves into this house, looks like a mansion by the cover, and figures out that she's being haunted by a resident, a previous resident, I guess you could say, of this house. He's not happy with her being there, but while she's there, she needs to, I think, try to figure out what happened to him and everything. He's an older man, and I don't remember anything about book 2, and so we've got book 3, and there's a lot in this series. Yeah, there's 35 books in this series. If I remember right, though, I think they're fairly short. Yeah, 287 pages. Well, not like extremely short, but you know, not bad for a cozy. I think I remember like they were like maybe 6 hours or something like that on audio. They weren't real long. And so, let's see. The Ghost Who Wasn't. When a local heiress goes missing, Danielle discovers it's not always possible to distinguish the living from the dead. To complicate matters, it seems Danielle is not the only one who communicates with spirits. Her new guest claims to hear Walt. But something's not quite right with Marlowe House's newest medium. Danielle must move quickly before her best friend joins the spirit world. Sounds interesting. This one from 2015. So see, it's been a while since I've, gotten into this series. And I don't think it's going to be one that I need to like work like a lot on, but I do need to get moving. I would like to at least get one book in the series to see if I like it and continue on if I want, because I must say long series really intimidate me. A lot of it is just because I know that it's going to take a while to get caught up on them and everything, but I also need to not let that bother me and work on them a little bit at a time. That is going to be something going forward that I'm going to do this year, because I do have quite a few that I know are a long series and I need to get moving on them. But maybe this will be one. Okay, so the next one I have is A Manner of Dying by Kathleen Bridge. I'm on the 4th book in this series, and I'm fairly certain that the reason I'm on the 4th book is because I didn't think there were going to be any more out in this series. And then she had some come out, and I just never got to them. But let's see. I don't know if it'll tell me, but... So the last one I read was published in 2017. And this one was 2019. So there was a couple years gap, so I think I thought it was over. And so it just kind of fell by the wayside. And I do remember when this came out, and I thought, oh, there's another Hamptons Home and Gardens. I like this series. I need to read this. And then I didn't. Because, all the nice, shiny, pretty things that come out. And there's a total of 8 books now in this series, and I'm on number 4. Where did all these other books in this series come from? So, yeah. Okay, so I don't remember a lot about it, though. I just remember I did enjoy them overall. It says, Meg Barrett will have to uncover the truth about a long ago murder before a killer decides she's history. When decorator Meg Barrett travels to a remote mansion to help select period pieces for a new 1930s-style television mystery series, she's chilled to learn that the manor was once a mental asylum and the site of a mysterious decades-old murder. Sounds really interesting. And I want to read this now. So, see, this is why this is good. Looking them up and finding out what they're about. And I think that the main character, I think she worked like interior design and things like that. kind of remember right, whenever I was reading that, it was kind of like this, like flash of, I think I kind of remember. So yeah, I need to get it back into that one. Okay, so this the next one I am on, Murder in an Irish Cottage, which is number 5 in the Irish Village Mystery Series by Carleen O'Connor. This one I feel like is the bane of my existence. To like this series, but I really don't like the main character. She very much annoys me. There's 11 books in this series now, and the cover is so pretty. The cover is so pretty. It makes me want to read it, but I just don't like Siobhan. I really didn't like her in the first ones, and then some things got a little bit resolved where she was a little bit better, but I just don't like how she treats one of the characters, and I think she feels like she knows more than everybody else, and that she doesn't have to listen to her superiors. And it annoys me. But I want to like this because I do like Carleen O'Connor. I like her grittier series, which is called the County Kerry series. It's a newer series. I am currently on number 3, which is the one that's out. I think it came out last year, so I need to get to it. But I want to really like this one, and I like her siblings, and I like side characters, and I've really been like putting this one off and putting this one off. It came out in 2020, and so yeah, it's been a while. So we have oh, here we go. So it says Siobhan O'Sullivan must solve a murder where the prime suspects are fairies. Okay, I'm a little intrigued. Family is everything to Siobhan, her 5 siblings, her dear departed mother, for whom her family business, Naomi's Bistro, is named, and now her fiance. I won't say who, so you can find out. So precious is her engagement that Siobhan wants to keep it just between the two of them for a little bit longer. Okay, but he's her family, and that's why when his cousin Susan frantically calls for his help, Siobhan is at his side as the two rush to Kilbane, to a rural village where Susan and her mother have recently moved. Unfortunately, tragedy awaits them. They find Susan, who is blind, outside the cottage in a state. Inside, Aunt Ellen lies on her bed in a fancy red dress, no longer breathing. A pillow on the floor and a nearby teacup suggests the mode of death to their trained eyes. The woman has been poisoned and smothered. Someone wants to make sure she was dead, but who? Devout believers in Irish folklore, the villagers insist the cottage is cursed, built on a fairy path. Oh, so that's how the fairies come in. Okay. I was a little curious there. Read a little bit more than I was meaning to, but I kind of had to figure out, trying to make these like, oh, I really want to read this. I need to get to this. Sometimes reading the synopsis works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah. Who wants to try to convince me that I need to read number 5? It does sound interesting. I do like the whole like fairy thing. It sounds fun. Okay, so the next one I have is Divide and Concord by J.C. Eaton. This is the 5th book in the Weintraub mystery series. And I think the problem with this one is accessibility. It's not easily found unless I want to purchase them, and I don't like it well enough to want to purchase them. So I'm really on the fence about this one. I do have the e-arc of this one, Divide and Concord. So I can read this one. But the ones after that, I think I may be able to find them on ebook, maybe in a Libby or something. I don't know. I just know that I think the reason why I haven't really gotten to this one was kind of accessibility a little bit. And the fact that I'm not really a wine person, and so wine cozies aren't really my thing. But you might know the name J.C. Eaton from the Sophie Kimball series, which is one of my favorite series. And so I want to like this one a lot too. And I think it's okay. I don't remember a lot about it except for the main character Nori. Um, she's taking over for her sister because her sister and her husband went on a sabbatical and they own like a winery and things, and so she's there to kind of take care of it, and things keep not going so well, and she finds dead bodies and all that stuff. Says Nori Ellington is a sucker for doing good deeds, but when she agrees to let a film crew use her winery as a backdrop and one of them turns up dead, she'll have to act fast because this crew knows how to put on an act. And so it could be kind of fun. The movie was had seen about two witches winery, so interesting. I think this series overall is an okay series. I just need to try this next one. There are 8 books in this series, and I'm on number 5. And so, I mean, the potential to get caught up on a series is there because there's not a lot left. It's just if I can find them, and they will be ones that I will have to read with my eyeballs and not have an audio for. And I'll admit, most of the cozy mysteries that I read on audio. So the last one I have to talk about is A Page Marked for Murder by Lauren Elliott. It's the 5th book in Beyond the Page bookstore. And again, another bookstore is on here. I really like bookstores, but it really has to do with the characters sometimes. And I know in this one, there's a love triangle. And one of the things that I hate about love triangles is the fact that sometimes they don't go the way I want them to go, and then I get mad. If I like a specific person, and then another one is introduced, and then you have to choose between the two, even if they're pretty decent guys, if I have one I want her to pick, and she doesn't pick that one, I get kind of aggravated. That's why I don't like love triangles, really. And that's kind of what happened in this series. And then the main character just kind of aggravated me a few times, and I remember her being a little bit annoying. And I think, it was like I kept reading the books, but then I kept getting aggravated at the books. And so, let's see. See, like number 4, I gave 3 stars to. So yeah, I was getting a little aggravated at them, but I need to try this one. There's um There's 10 books in the series, and I'm on number 5. So it's not like I have a lot, to read to catch up. I need to be a little bit more invested. I need to find out if I can get past my annoyances, I guess, with this series. And so this one says, let's see. So we have A Murder and a Missing for Sedition of the Secret Garden. Have rare bookstore owner Addie Grayburn running around her Massachusetts, I never can say that right, town trying to read the clues. January isn't the season for the seaside, but a big fire and ice festival is keeping bookstore owner Addie busy. Amid the plans for a firework display and an ice carving competition, she's also dog sitting for a friend in the hospital. When Addie goes to her friend's house to gather supplies, she notices an interesting item on the nightstand which belongs to her shop assistant, Paige, a very valuable copy of the beloved children's book, The Secret Garden. Sounds pretty interesting. This one came out in 2020, and I was keeping up with them fairly regularly when they were coming out. So I dropped the ball in 2020. And it does sound interesting. And like I said, I do like aspects of this series. I like the fact that she's a rare book collector or bookstore person. And it sounds interesting. And it's this is a good one for January if I want to put one on my January TBR, because it says January isn't the season for seaside. So it's set in January. Got a lot of snow on the cover. So maybe I'll try this one in January. I don't know. We'll see. You'll see whenever I see, because I don't know. Anyway, that is the 12 series that I need to like read the next book in or kick them to the curve. Maybe you can help me figure these out. Let me know. Are you interested in any of these series? Have you read any of these series? Do do they get better if I keep going? You know, is one of these your favorite and you really want me to read it? Let me know. I'm really curious. By reading a little bit of the synopsis for all of these has really got me kind of interested in them. So I'm hoping that it'll keep the momentum going and that I will try these. Um, I have more. I have a lot more that I can put on this list, but I thought I would start out with 12, and maybe as I read them, I will add one on. We'll see how it goes. But right now, I am still in the middle of putting my series all in a spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet specifically just for the series and everything. But spreadsheets for me, they're not visual enough. Yeah, they're there and they'll tell me what's the next book that I need to read. But sometimes I just need to see the book. And that's what I'm hoping is going to happen with putting my books in Canva like this and stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit of work, but it's also fun and it's relaxing. I can listen to an audiobook, I can go on Goodreads, I can get the covers, I can put them into Canva and just listen to my audiobook and everything. And for me, doing this is a lot of fun and it's very visual, and I think that I am a very visual person. And I'm learning by adding my series into one of these because I'm putting all of my series on here in another presentation, and you'll get to see it eventually. But I am putting them in here, and it's going to be fun to like mark them off, I think, as I go and things. I can see that I'm making progress, and that's what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping you're going to enjoy this as well. The next time I update you on this, read the next one, or kick the series to the curve, hopefully you will see some of these marked out. That's my goal. And everything. I don't know if I will update you like once a month or quarterly. I don't know yet, but you will see an update of this as I go through the year, and maybe you will see new ones added. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you enjoyed this style and what I'm doing here and everything. And like I said, let me know like if you really want me to concentrate on some of these series. If I get enough like comments on one certain series, maybe that'll be the first one that I decide to work on. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Okay, so now you've got a little bit of a taste of the new software that I was going to be working with and how I was trying to make things a little bit more visual for myself. And hopefully this will make me work on these projects like I have with the series. The series is a big thing that I really want to work on, and like I've been going through my series and putting them on Canva like this, and I have so many series and some of them it's just the next book in a series, but there's so many that I only have one book and I would finish the series, and I'm like telling myself, this is why I need something visual, because I am a visual person, and seeing that I have all of these series that I could probably finish like 12, 13 series this year just by reading one book. One book. So, yeah. I need some visuals. And I thought this would be a fun way to let you see what I'm doing and everything. So, let me know what you think of the new software. Not all my videos will probably be like this, but I am hoping for most of them to be kind of like this because I think it is just going to be easier for me, and I am trying to make 2025 easy and fun. So let me know what you think down in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.